Oh,
Valencia,
yes. Yes. Uh-huh.
you cover the Mavs, right?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
How was that this season covering a team that kind of, what would you say? How would you describe how the season went for Dallas Mavericks?
Well, I think the good thing going into this season is that the expectations were left with a question mark because obviously last season they went to the Western Conference Finals. So of course you want to, do your best to get back there. But there was so many changes in our roster before the season and obviously in the midst of the season that when Kyrie came, I wouldn't call Kyrie coming here and us not making the playoffs a complete bust because they're just you to me you didn't really know what to expect. We know Jason Kidd has had a few coaching stops. We know what he did when he was a player, so we know his basketball IQ is high. But even he said after one game, he can't get out there and play for the team. His days are done of being a player. So I think the Mavericks definitely have a lot of things that they can consider going into this offseason. And I think next season is also a big question mark. I don't know if the Mavs are still seen as a threat or as a team to fear when you look into a long run into the postseason. I don't know if teams are really marking them on their calendars.
Andy, Will, you got questions for Valencia King?
I do. I'll go first. Valencia, first of all, thank you for taking the time out of your day and joining us. So that just in regards of the Mavericks, what would you say the level, if you could put it on a scale 1 to 10, of concern would be when it comes to potentially losing Luka Doncic?
Oh, I would put it at a 10 just because the way the league is right now, loyalty is not at an all-time high. Players are allowed to be loyal to themselves first. And so the days of being loyal to a team are pretty much ending with Damian Lillard to me. So
That's
I
fair.
think it's good, definitely on a 10 of concern of keeping Luka because he's going to have options. I mean, Luka, although he has not got a championship ring to his name yet, he has still proven himself to be an elite player. So any team's going to want him. So the Mavs are going to have to do some things to keep him happy and satisfied. And even during the season, people always ask Luka about, well, are these rumors true? Are you requesting a trade? Did you request this person be removed? Luka really doesn't feed into that, as he shouldn't, because it's really a front office issue. But only time will really tell if the Mavs do enough to keep him happy. And honestly, it's going to be about if Luka wants to stay. If Luka wants to stay, then he'll be there. The Mavs are not going to just get rid of him by any means. What team would get rid of Luka, But I really think it's going to be on Luka.
Will, got a question for Valencia?
I do. Valencia, thank you again as well for joining us. Nico Harrison, is he really given the latitude to make the decisions there, or is it really he is just all GMs pretty much acquiesce to the owner, but is it basically he's the front man for what Mark Cuban truly wants, or is Nico Harrison really running the show in Dallas?
I might be the right and wrong person to ask because when it comes to Dallas teams, I think everyone might be a talking head at some point, especially I know we're talking about the NBA, but Dallas, especially with the Cowboys, Jerry Jones runs the show. Jason Garrett never ran anything.
Fair.
So of course we know Nico did come into here into this role with a really good resume. Obviously he's tenured in his role in this league and what he's been able to accomplish coming into this. But Mark Cuban is Mark Cuban, whether it's in front of the scenes or behind the scenes. I don't think anything happens that Mark Cuban doesn't want to happen, and it's his prerogative.
You mentioned it, and see, I'm being objective. I'm putting on my big boy pants. I'm going to do it. I'm going to talk about Dallas Cowboys. Oh my goodness! I even said Cowboys, not the name I usually refer to them. Yeah. But Valencia, your thoughts on the Cowboys draft? How you think they did? What's the reaction from the fans in Dallas?
Oh no, I might be having a little bit of choppy service because I mentioned I am on the move, but I heard you asking me about the Cowboys, and I believe was there a particular thing you were asking me about the Cowboys, or just what I think they're going to do this season? Because I can tell you what I think they're going to do this season. The same thing they do every season, which is not too much.
Okay, well, what's been the fan reaction of the draft picks for the Cowboys?
Oh, the one thing I love about the Cowboys fans is they are loyal to a fault. Every year is their year. every year someone's getting a tattoo of the championship trophy on their left calf, and whatever year it is, and it's going to read Dallas Cowboys. So whether the Cowboys fans like our draft picks, whether they like the coach, whether they like the position, whether they like Jerry, they're going to be diehard Cowboys fans. And I don't mean to sound like a generic answer, but that's literally the case no matter what offseason it is, no matter who is drafted, no matter who is in the starting lineup, literally no matter what. The world could be ending. It could be the zombie apocalypse, and there will still be Dallas Cowboys fans outside saying, "Go Cowboys."
That's why I forgot how truthful you speak, V. I'm glad you were able to come on the show. Thank you. And we got Tony M. I don't know if you can see it or not, but he said you ain't never lied. So thank you very much for your real talk. Cole Johnson is joining us as well. But you said it already. What do you think that the Cowboys need to do to be successful this coming season?
And so to be successful for the Cowboys, I really think they have to have a system that everyone believes in. And I don't mean with the X's and O's. I mean in the locker room. Do they have a coach that they actually believe can coach them? Do they have players that they think are going to play for beyond what's on the zeros on their check? Because we have to remember, these are multi-million-dollar athletes. So whether they win or lose, the check is the same. Of course, the check can be bigger the further you go into the playoffs and everything. But my point is, are the players going to be determined and motivated and disciplined beyond their paycheck? If you establish a culture where the players and the team is motivated beyond their paycheck, then maybe you can make some things shake.
So that sounds like that's been a problem. Yeah, that's been a problem so far. Wow. What? Anything else, Andy? Will?
Yeah. No, just that follow up. Do you believe that Mike McCarthy is the right person to be able to inspire that locker room?
I haven't seen it as of yet. And of course, we are journalists. We are not, we're in the locker room, but we're not in the locker room, so to speak. Mm-hmm. So, I'm speaking from the outside looking in adjacent. But no, I haven't seen it enough yet. I have not seen a morale where the team is really bought in to what he's preaching to them.
And I haven't seen you in a while. You haven't been in Houston at a Rockets game. Did I miss you this past season?
No. This season is kind of still been. I've been traveling, but not necessarily for Real Talk Sports and NBA. I've been traveling for my other gig. I also do PR now. So if anyone needs anything with public relations and or a speaker and or a host or MC, Valencia King does that as well. At I am Valencia King across all social media sites.
Excellent. There you go. Thank you very much. I'm glad you were able to join us here on the lunch break. Really appreciate it. And when you have time again, please join us again, because you told the truth about the Cowboys. So you are top on my list right there very much. So Andy, Will, any final questions for Valencia King?
No, she dropped the mic with that one.
All right, Valencia.
Man, I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Will, Andy, Chris, I always enjoy it. Shout out to AJ as well, the lunch break crew. I completely enjoy my time every time I'm on here. So thank y'all so much.
Thank you very much. You take care.